Big snake times again. We are going to speedrun some Nova Drift in the Wild Draft category where we did Leviathan, Void Slice, Dying Star things last time, and we're going to do mostly the same plan. So we're not going to take a weapon, but we're going to pick up Orbital, which we're going to look for a Tempest Break for, because Polar Inversion is probably pretty good. We are kind of struggling with Wave Clear with this plan, so let's try and find all the mods we need. I kind of want to start with the things that go into Dying Star. And then also if we can get things for, actually none of that either. And then also if we can get things that get into Hidden Power, so that we can clean up this mod pool and not be looking at quite so much garbage that we don't want. Discharge pretty good, Dying Star pretty good, Hidden Power pretty good. Do we want, I don't think we can bother with any of that. Tempest Break should help. 3 Rampages going to be nice. And then we need, yeah, a whole bunch of Juggernaut and Force Armor. 4th Rampage? Let's get 4th Rampage. And then I don't think we get shield durability at all. The whole point is we're supposed to take shield damage. We do want regeneration so we can get the Adrenal module, because I think that's going to be worthwhile. More Rampage? I don't really want more Rampage. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's get this thing. Because we've got some mods to play with now, and hopefully we do in fact get to Void Slice. Kinetic boost, probably good. Okay, so I don't think we've got any Grandeurs, which is a little bit of a shame. And yeah, so we've got a shield now that we skipped before, which gave us a couple of extra mods that we wanted. And yeah, that explosion there is what we're hoping to leverage for faster wave clear. Because that's kind of, yeah, me struggling with all of these guys is kind of what we're looking at here. Like the single target boss damage for Leviathan, pretty good, but the ability to remove all of these little critters as soon as they arrive on the screen is kind of where we're lacking for a speedrun. The other draft speedrun plans, and also towards the end of non-draft Nova Drift speedrun plans, like at the point where you've got... Yeah, that was a sign, it's fine. At the point where you've got your build running, you pretty much want to be taking the monsters off the screen as soon as they arrive, which we did a pretty good job of there. Leviathan is pretty good at big single target things, and then the Dying Star that we've got is pretty good at the kinds of waves where there are 50 things on the screen at once that we can just kind of swing past. But there's kind of a middle ground of the kinds of enemies where we get 5 to 10 of them on screen at once, and we are not very good at dealing enough damage to those in a lot of different places to really be going fast in a speedrun. So maybe, yeah, like that little explosion there happened at about the right point to destroy a bunch of snakes, which was cool. The thing is, it's not super easy to use, because the explosion happens when we run out of shields, which means we've got to take a certain amount of damage, but then also with the constant damage from Dying Star, we're also not necessarily always in control of when we set off that explosion. So I am not convinced that it's really going to be doing all that much for us, especially versus... I mean, even just picking up Scorching Wakes instead might have been a better thing to be doing. And then, like, the alternative plan of maybe we could just get a body that was better at killing all the things faster, because this is not necessarily the best speedrun plan for this category, but it's what we're going to do because we like the variety. And yeah, I think the other thing to try and do is be Void Slicing a lot more, because the Void Slice, as well as being just a really good damage thing, for a bunch of reasons, is also how we're getting the Leviathan to the different places where it needs to do the damage. And because it's the sort of build that needs to be in the places to do the damage, the Void Slicing probably a thing we should be doing, basically. Like, more or less on cooldown. But yeah, we're getting a somewhat grand snake now. I think I'm... What wave is it? 172? I remember thinking that the way draft worked was that you got all your mods at the beginning and then had to get as far as you could with those mods. But it's not actually like that. You do get to go back into the mod selection screen mid-draft and choose more mods. It's just that in most of like the other ways of doing speedrun stuff, that still takes time. So in the same reason that we like having hidden power for speedruns, because it cleans out the mod pool and means we don't have to spend much time on that, and going back into the mod pool is still going to take us... Can you guys not be here? Thanks. Yeah, extra time that we don't really want to spend on it. Yeah, this wave here is a wave that's super easy when we're doing a railgun build, because we can just put the damage all over the screen at once. And is also pretty straightforward when we're doing a Dying Star build with the Firefly, but with the Leviathan we don't quite have enough damage to get all of it to clear out those waves, and kind of these waves as well. Although the little guys, Dying Star is fine with them, these guys just take ages to get on screen properly. Don't give those guys shields, please. And then yeah, the other reason... the other reason why Void Slicer is super good is we can kind of see it with the larger enemies, is that we take crash damage, we take all kinds of damage with our face, because our face is delicate and sensitive, but our body takes significantly less damage of all kinds, which means that if we can Void Slice past an enemy and be doing all the crash damage with the tail, then we are surprisingly resilient and we don't have to worry about taking all that much damage. Although, that being said, the plan is still to take damage, because that's how we pop those explosions, which are allegedly part of the wave clear we're trying to use. I played that like a Firefly, like I had a tail that was going to shoot some fire at that dude, and we did not. So yeah, we still want to be like blinking through and past things, or blink is a different ability that builds into Void Slice, so I guess Void Slicing past things, and then using the tail to do a whole pile of damage. Slow mines, everyone loves slow mines. This is one of the ways where if you're doing a railgun thing, you can kind of guess when you think the last mine will turn up on screen, and let your volley go and destroy the last mine while it's off screen in a nice way. And the rest of the time we just complain about slow mines. Hey, another Seraph. I was going to look at whether or not I had Grandeurs. Let's look at whether or not we don't have rerolls. Oh yeah, because we got Quantum Decoherence, didn't we? And so that's one of the reasons why the snake is as large as it is, but also means that, yeah, we are going to struggle even further to... Oh, we didn't even get this guy. Come on. We are going to struggle to find the other wild mods we want. We need to take this guy... Oh, he did get the shield. We kind of dove past. And then, yeah, if we hit that with our face, it's a problem. Yeah, I mean... The thing is, with this... When we were doing the rapid reconstruction no shield thing, we had more levels for Ataraxia as well. Whereas, we'll just like push our face through things, it's fine. Whereas this, there's still... Like, I think even Challenger is decent with this, because we do want the increased size, and taking out single targets is pretty good. Whereas... Okay, so 10 upgrade stockpiled is a decent amount of stockpiled stuff. But would I rather they were Grandeurs? Probably. If I didn't have the Quantum Decoherence and we only had 5 levels, would I still be enthusiastic about the Ataraxia, or would I rather have those levels in... now that I got a shield again, we've got to be doing this better. Basically, if we... In the Quantum Decoherence world, I am wondering whether or not we even want Ataraxia with this build, or whether we would just rather have Rampages and Grandeurs and even a Evolutionary Niche, because that also all makes the snake bigger. And also with all the mods, all the extra mods of getting the Discharge Tempest Break stuff over just the 2 for rapid reconstruction. But all of that rambling aside, we're up to Star Eater, and we're going to do something pretty fast. I want to be voice slicing Star Eater. We've got to remember to be doing that. Okay. So Star Eater is gone, and 10:30 something is a pretty decent time. I think the previous plan we were doing with the Void Slice Leviathan was 12:20 something. So we are like a minute and a half faster, and maybe that was just down to better waves. I don't know that the orbital did all that much, or maybe it was just more aggressive void slicing. Yeah, 4 Rampages, pretty good. No Grandeur, pretty sad. Quantum Decoherence, everyone likes a Quantum Decoherence. Yeah, good times. Fast, big, not grand, but still decoherence to snake things. It's fine. Things are good.